the vibe. Come together, feel that rise. Watch the game while the beat flows. At the sports bar where anything goes. Laughter and joy, we're in the zone. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Come back for more. Tasty treats and soulful sounds. Feel the rhythm, it's where joy's found. With every cheer we come alive. Come on in, let's thrive and jive. In this moment we find our groove. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Come back for more. Come back for more. Tasty treats and soulful sounds. Feel the rhythm, it's where joy's found. With every cheer we come alive. Come on in, let's thrive and jive. In this moment we find our groove. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Swing on by, don't miss the fun. At the sports bar, the best begun. Come back for more. 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 Come back for more.
Hey, what's going on, Charles? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Rich? All right.
All right, cool. What's happening, man? Another,
Not much, man.
another
I just
Wednesday.
I just got to the gym, so I forgot to put you on for a little while
Oh, you in the
while I
gym?
work out. Yeah,
All right, man. That's cool, man. Yeah,
I have to get out the house, man.
I hear, I
Oh
hear you.
man, it's crazy being home all
Well,
day.
hey, for all those folks out there, welcome to On the Swivel at the Sports Bar, a good, unique sports talk channel here. Give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. I'm simulcast on marriage, politics, and sports as well. So you can like and share and subscribe over there as well. Anyway, just like I said, here it is. Leave some comments in the chat. And if you want to see this on replay, leave a comment in the replay section. Later on, disclaimer, we're going to use some other materials, so fair use. I got to go through the bookkeeping. Football, right? Just a little bit on football. All right. I guess the biggest rivalry that's going on right now is Shedeur Sanders and Watson. My man has a guaranteed contract, guaranteed contract, man. And it's like for, look, I think it was $400 million. It was a lot. And he's going to get every penny of it. You know that? He might not even be the starter. So he's going up against my man Sanders, Deion Sanders' son. And it's close for the starting quarterback. I don't know what you know about football, but
Wait, so did you say 40 million or 400? 40, right?
I think his contract was like upwards of like 400 million. It was a lot.
Man, that's a lot of money, man, for football. You sure?
Yeah, as a quarterback, it was maybe it was 250, something like that. It was fully guaranteed though. And he hasn't played in like a good season in like 3 seasons, man.
Dang.
Yeah, so this is his last chance.
Yeah,
You know?
shit, he got a good agent.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got a good agent. So listen, man. So if they're going into OTAs, right? So they're in training camp, and all these things are coming. Mandatory trainings coming up, so they're getting prepared. So it's a battle between him and Dion's son. Of course, but Shador Sanders ain't making nowhere near that money. But can you imagine? Sitting on a bench and you're like 35, $40 million a year man, right? So there
That's
he
a
is,
good thing,
man. He's
man.
making that money regardless. The only good thing about my man Watson, Deshaun Watson,
Yeah.
he stopped diddling his massage therapy chicks. He's not, he's not doing that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's staying out of trouble. But his game is gone. He
Yeah.
hasn't played a great NFL game in years. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm surprised he's still in the league.
well, he's got all that money. He's guaranteed. You want to try to get something out of him.
Yeah, that's true.
If they cut him or move him, they still got to pay him. They'll probably try to get some kind of buyout where they don't have to pay him every dollar. But
Yeah.
he's still young, man. The guy can't be more than like maybe 29.
Yeah, but for his talent, man, I don't think he has a hunger. He has a hunger for the game anymore.
Well, yeah, hey, listen, man. You know what they tell you, man? You get that kind of
You just
money, you got to
sensed it.
move right. You're making the money regardless. I don't know how hungry he is, and that's a good thing. You're right. I don't know how hungry he is.
Yeah, I don't
You
think he's.
know,
I don't know. I've seen him few plays. I don't know. I just got that feeling that you know it's going through the motion.
well, he's competing now, so maybe that might spark something.
Yeah,
Competitive spirit. He might want to try to win.
we'll
All
see.
right, so let's go to what we need to go to, man. The Knicks,
NBA.
the New York Knicks. Man, I didn't think they was going to sweep Cleveland. I knew, I thought that they would be playing Detroit. And I know they were so happy that Detroit lost,
Yeah.
and they really made short work of Cleveland, you know. So
First final in 27 years, man.
it hasn't been 27. Damn,
Yeah, it says 1990 and 1999. Yeah, it was the last time.
man. All right. So then OKC, I was surprised they won so easily last night. I mean, they beat the Spurs pretty handily yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't see the game, but
Yeah, they beat them pretty hard. I mean, one of the things you got to find out where the damn games are, right? It's on
yeah.
NBC, Peacock, just it's all over the goddamn place. So they play tomorrow. I'm sure that's right. I think they play tomorrow in
Okay.
in the Spurs. Now, listen, the Knicks. I think the Knicks they won't even if it goes six. If they win in six tomorrow, and I collect my money before somebody leaves town, before somebody leaves town, that I think those championship will start on Sunday or maybe Tuesday of next week, something like that. I didn't really check. But if it goes seven, the championship series ain't gonna happen until like next week sometime, like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, the earliest. So there you have it. So I'm still going with six, brother. I think they're gonna. I think OKC is gonna finish them off. They don't want to go to Game 7, even if it's an OKC. But so I think the Knicks have not an easier chance. I think the Knicks probably have a better matchup with the Spurs than they do with OKC. What do you think? You still there, man? Or you got a phone call? What the hell's going on? Can you hear me? Anyway, all right. All right, WNBA season is in full swing. This is a fever, man. They came, man. Fever's got they won a couple of games in a row. Caitlin's playing. The WNBA is kind of downplaying her role. She had a great game just recently. And of course, the dream is Aces fell back a little bit, but it's all clustered up there. Of course, the playoffs are 1 through 8. I like the way they do it though. No matter what division you're in, they just put the numbers there, 1, 2, and wherever you fall on the scale. I like that. So that means when the playoffs come, they don't look conference to conference. It's just where you fall in the order of the playoffs. I kind of like that. I do. I mean, I tell you, man, the Liberty, New York Liberty, we get their ass together, man. Anyway, so it's still early in the season. These chicks are happy with their new money and stuff. So that's a good thing. So Charles, man, you back, man? No, he's gone. Let me see,
Hear me?
man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got.
Every time I get a phone call, man, it gets
No,
disrupted
I
because
know,
I'm on my
I
phone.
know. You got like I tell you, kind of get on something else to
Yeah,
watch it.
I gotta get a tablet or a laptop.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you got a tablet, get your tablet.
Yeah, I gotta do that, man.
All right.
But I was gonna ask you, how many games is there in the WNBA
Uh,
season?
I think it's like 40 something,
40.
maybe.
Oh, okay, all right.
Not a lot. I mean, Caitlin Clark is being sabotaged, right? And well, this lady, man, it's a black girl. I think this is her. Man, and she is so upset what's going on with Caitlin Clark.
Ooh,
No, this is just
here
a
we
different
go.
guy.
The WNBA is absolutely determined to discredit and embarrass itself right back into cultural irrelevancy to the point where no one even knows it exists. And I got to tell you, you can't look away. It's fascinating in that respect. It's kind of like the morbid curiosity that everyone has when you have to slow down on the highway because there was a wreck and you can't help but rubberneck and check it out. That's the WNBA for you right there in a nutshell. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate all of
I
your
just want to
support.
show this.
Uncensored.
The only reason why I'm playing this,
Hope
he
you all
said
have a fantastic day.
they created a
Shout
stat.
out of
They created a new stat where they could say, he says they're screwing Caitlin Clark with this new stat they have because they're lying about what the stat means. So it's called gravity, and who has the most gravity in the game. So let's go. It's a couple of minutes of him explaining it.
Course to the
Okay.
19. So what are we talking about? Well, the WNBA in conjunction with Amazon and their AWS stats has decided to create a stat that, based on the name, every single person who watches the WNBA knows that number one on the list is going to be Caitlin Clark. It can be no other. We watch the games. We understand what is going on. We see it time and time and time again. And that, of course, is gravity. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about when I say gravity, it is the attention that a defense pays to a specific player that takes them out of what they want to do as a team that they would be doing if that particular player wasn't on the court. An easier way to explain it, I guess, is, and I tried really hard to find it. I have it in a video from way back. There was a play back in her rookie year. Y'all might remember. Now, there are a million plays like this because this is how she is guarded all of the time. But it is the play where I think it was Katie Lou, right? Where they actually, and credit to Christy Sides, they actually ran on an inbounds play, ran Caitlin Clark off the ball on a set design through multiple picks to have her go down under the basket and come out free throw line extended to basically the top of the key to get a pass. And literally 4 Washington Mystics players were following her around, paying attention to her, to the point where Caitlin Clark points to the opposite corner where Kelsey Mitchell, that Kelsey Mitchell, who we know can hit a 3, is wide open, and the pass gets thrown to her for a wide open 3. That is gravity. We all know who has more of that than anyone in the WNBA, and it is Caitlin Clark. But no, the WNBA decided to create an actual statistic, and this is why you take a lot of these things with a grain of salt, because you can't truly quantify this. You watch the games. Now, of course, they're discrediting the eye test because obviously they don't want us to believe our
But
own.
you get where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
So the real point is that they're screwing with it because it's the eye test and common sense test that when Caitlin Clark is on the floor, there's nobody who has more gravity than her than maybe Asia Wilson.
Yeah, I
You
was
know what
gonna
I'm
say the
saying?
same thing.
Right? Because you're gonna pay attention. Like when Steph Curry's on the floor, right? You can't leave him alone.
Yep.
Right? Whereas with a guy like Draymond Green, they back off and let him shoot. So who has more who has more gravity? And so this guy's saying they're jimming the daggone stat, just because they could. It's crazy because now they're defying logic, and I don't know. They just don't want Caitlyn to be the face of the WNBA, and I hate to say because it's primarily
I know, but
because of Jordan.
I don't see why though. Are they
Because
going against her like
man,
that?
well, you know why? You just don't want to say it.
No,
You
actually, I
actually,
don't.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
okay.
if she can play, she can play.
They
It's the bottom line.
listen. When she came in, who had the most trouble with Caitlin Clark when she came in? We don't want to say it. There's just people jealous of her, man. It's as simple as that. And the jealousy is really bad, man. All right, so of course hockey's going on, man. I still haven't watched the game. Man, the Valkyrie still has to wait, man, a long time, man, for the Maryland, Montreal and Carolina to
Okay.
finish their series. They're not finished yet. I don't know when they're going to get it done. So maybe there's 3-2 now or whatever, because this might be a little older chart, but I don't think so. I think it's up to date. They just got some games to play. So the Valkyries just sitting down there hanging out. These guys from Vegas, man, they've been a pretty good team. I believe they're in Vegas.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. So other sports stuff. So let's get to it. Have you heard the news with Clarissa Shields? I think we mentioned it last time. She slapped Alicia
Yeah, she
Baumgartner.
slapped this little girl.
Yeah. Now
What's
Alicia
smarter than
is
her? Yeah.
another champion in a smaller weight class. And but Shields has been on a downward spiral for a long time. And Alicia Baumgartner won. There's a lot of issues here, right? There's colorism issues. There's inferiority complex issues. There's all kinds of issues, And so Clarissa's jealous of Alicia because Alicia's a boxer, but she's pretty. She got quote unquote good hair. She smiles, she's light skinned,
Oh my God.
she's photogenic,
It's
and she's not.
2020. It's 2026, man. They're still going to
Oh
that book, man.
man, between black women, man, that's just alive and well. Colorism is
Holy
alive
cow.
and well. It's
That's
dark skinned
crazy.
women, man. Dark skinned black women have the lowest self esteem of any women on the face of the earth.
I don't know about that.
They do, unless they're raised right to not.
I've seen some dark women that are beautiful, man.
Yes, we ain't talking about how you're nasty, okay? So you look at them like a piece of meat. We're talking about how they feel about themselves. We're talking about how the women feel about themselves.
I'm saying beauty. You talk about nasty. I'm talking about the view.
Yeah. Of course,
That
you,
do with sex,
you like how beautiful they are. Okay, dig it.
That got nothing to do with sexual, man.
Yeah,
You have your mind in the gutter.
Well, that's not the point, brother. The point is, it's not how you feel about them; it's how they feel about themselves.
Okay, well, it's wrong.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they wear the lace fronts and the wigs and the nasty eyelashes and so Clarissa Shields has this real major problem with her self-esteem. And of course, she's in love with a married man who's never going to leave his wife. He's just boosting all her money and everything else. So she slapped the chick, right? It was a baby. It wasn't like it was a slap, and you ain't supposed to hit anybody. But you won't write a petition to try to revoke her way of making a living.
Right? That's too much.
Stupid. You know what I'm saying?
That's too much. Yeah, that's over. That's overkill.
It's way overkill. This is how much the fans, and it's only like 2,025. I don't think the boxing commission,
that's
it's going to look at 2,500 people and say, "Yeah, we're gonna prevent her from being able to make a living boxing."
That's a joke, man.
Sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But just the fact that they actually filed it is bad. You know, that's
yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
but she's got to get her shit together, man. I'm telling you, man. When she opened her mouth, she's thinking she could beat men. She could do all this stuff, and she's just off. You know, she's just off, and and her circle around her is not helping her. Whoever's in her circle they're not helping.
Okay.
You know. So anyway, man, I thought I'd put that up there. All right, man. Floyd Money Mayweather. He is broke. Listen
He
to
has a lawsuit, right?
no. Listen to Unc and Ocho for a second. Let's get the scope.
Maybe
of how
not.
bad
Maybe
things
not be
are
able to
for them.
recoup all of it.
His jury and even made his private jets disappear. This growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't have claiming a former close associate
Wait a minute,
cleaned out to the tune of 175 million.
What?
Yeah, I heard
Claiming
about
a
that.
former close associate ran a year-long scheme that allegedly drained his bank accounts, hijacked real estate deals, pawned off his jury, and even made his private jets disappear. According to TMZ, Floyd says roughly $100 million worth of bling has handed over to a Miami jeweler for only $13 million in return. And he said a huge chunk of the collection is still sitting with the dealer. Floyd also says he unknowingly signed paperwork transferring ownership of his Gulfstream jet with a buyer section left blank, and says he still doesn't know where the aircraft money went. Floyd also reportedly has been ordered to pay more than $1 million in child support after a Nevada judge ruled the retired boxer fathered a 4-year-old girl born to a former dancer at his Las Vegas strip.
All right, so a couple things. A couple of things. The child, the 4-year-old kid that he has to pay $1 million back child support to, she's not even his.
What?
No, he lost the paternity fraud. The lady paternity frauded him. He signed the birth certificate, and for the 4 years, it was presumed he's not even married to this woman, but it's presumed that he was the father. Now he knows she's not his kid, but he owes back child support. The judge said, "I don't care. You're paying for this kid for the rest of his life." And what he didn't mention is he had to pay back child support of like $1 million, but he has to pay the woman $38,000 a month.
Man, ching ching, man. She hit the jackpot.
Yeah, and the laws are broken. The kids don't need $38,000 a month. So it's really to keep her lifestyle, and that's not really the way it's supposed to work. And then on the jet, right? The guy, whoever ripped him off, he didn't sign. We're going to get into that. The jet was taken by Netflix. In the clause that he didn't, remember back in the day when him and 50 Cent were close? Did you remember that way back when?
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
But here's the thing: 50 Cent, when they broke up, 50 Cent said the worst part of Floyd Mayweather is that he can't read. Right? He can't. They say he can't read. His reading he can't read. And when people say he can't read, that doesn't mean that he can't look at words. He can't comprehend what he's reading.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And so if he, and then he's his own counsel. Nobody could tell him what to do, right? So nobody, absolutely nobody signs a contract for millions and millions of dollars unless you know what every single word and shit in there means, right? How can somebody trick you into signing something that there's a whole section in there that you don't know nothing about, or that you don't understand?
Yeah.
So it's just incredible. So
Club.
All that
Also
freaking
faced a
money, man.
reported $7.3 million IRS lien.
Now he owes IRS money too. So these guys who don't pay their taxes.
Ocho, with the lavish lifestyle that Floyd has built over the years, the jet, the entourage, nonstop spending, has he created a lifestyle that when he was making $200-400 million a year, he was able to enjoy? Has he created something that he can no longer keep up with?
Yeah, I think so, because if you think about think about Floyd obviously having to maintain the image of being Money Mayweather, Joe.
Yeah.
Being at one point, being at Top's highest paid Forbes, top highest paid athlete at one point. The lifestyle that he did live, you understood once you stop fighting, once you retired, regardless of what investments you made there are no investments in this world, I don't care who you are, Uncle Joe, that you can make that can still accumulate that type of revenue that the sport that you play can. It's not that many. You got to hit. You got to get in good and hit it when it's hot, and it happens very seldom. It happens very seldom. So I hate this. I hate this for you, my young bull, man. I hate this for my young bull, Floyd. Hopefully, this situation gets rectified, especially when it comes to having.
There's no way to rectify. You can't rectify this, right? When this fight that he's supposed to have with Pacquiao, Netflix said they were going to pay him millions and millions of dollars for this. But the point is that it's a real fight. That means his record is on the line. Okay? Are you still with me? Damn, motherfucker's gone already. Damn, man.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, man. I can't. Once you get kicked out of here, man, I can't. I gotta come back to you. So yeah, I hear you now. You hear me?
Okay. Yeah. My son.
Yeah, man. Somehow you gotta find a way to turn off your phone, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, so here's the point, right? He's not gonna make this money back, but Netflix signed a couple of fights with him and Pacquiao and some other things, right? But the fight with Pacquiao, here's the kicker, is a real fight. It's not an exhibition. And so they're marketing, and Netflix is paying money to market it as a real fight that's going to count. So if Pacquiao wins, Mayweather loses his undefeated status.
Well, I used to say, but I think the boxing world doesn't want him to be undefeated at all.
No.
They're trying to find a put him back.
No. Why you say that? Why you say the boxing world? What does the boxing world has to do with it?
I don't know. I just have a feeling that they would like him to lose a game.
Well, no. Even if they did, but even if they did, somebody has to beat him, right? So he signs. So when he signed these contracts, he signed the contracts saying that he understood that his record is going to be on the line. Okay. But that so Netflix marketed it with that in mind. So what Floyd did, he went out there and kept telling people that it's just an exhibition.
Oh, okay.
And so that by him doing that, by him making, sowing those seeds of doubt as to whether it was real or not, the Netflix contracts say if he does shit like that, he forfeits the money.
Oh,
and if he don't have the money, no, they took his jet. So his jet didn't disappear. Netflix took his jet.
Oh.
And
wow.
Netflix put a lien on his house, and it's probably so we're gonna see that next. So you know what I'm saying? Wow. So he just, I think it's a comprehension issue. I mean, he's arrogant.
Yeah, that makes no sense what he did. I mean, if he was aware that he wasn't supposed to do that, why on earth did he do that?
Because he didn't think they had the power to do what they're doing now. So here's another.
We're gonna get through this.
That's crazy, man.
If they don't fight, Netflix, and I'm assuming the representatives of Manny Pacquiao are gonna be on his ass in court. And that's not a fight he can win right now. Where's the money coming from? Floyd has got to be the dumbest person in a position that he is in. And one of the dumbest rich people alive.
Floyd Mayweather broke down in tears during a private meeting with his legal team last week after Netflix officially acquired his $90 million custom private jet over unpaid penalties from the Pacquiao contract breach. Sources inside the Mayweather camp have confirmed that the emotional breakdown happened at Mayweather's Las Vegas headquarters when his attorneys delivered the devastating news that Netflix had executed the asset seizure clause, buried in the 3 contracts he signed between October and December 2025. One team member who witnessed the breakdown described Mayweather as completely destroyed when he realized the full extent of what he'd lost, with the boxing legend reportedly saying through tears, "They took my baby. That jet was everything to me." The $90 million Gulfstream G65OER customized with gold-plated fixtures and Mayweather's personal logo throughout the interior, was officially transferred to Netflix's corporate asset division on April 10th, 2026, according to
Wow.
FAA registration documents filed in Los Angeles County.
What is the next step here to make Mayweather honor his word and honor his contract?
Well, for me, he cannot get out for this contract because a lot of consequences that are going to face if he don't fight this, he fulfill this commitment.
Netflix moved swiftly after Mayweather failed to pay the initial $100 million penalty, owed for breaching the professional fight contract by publicly calling it an exhibition, and casting doubt on the Sphere venue during his March 28th meet and greet. The streaming giant's legal team activated a rarely used contractual provision that allows them to seize assets equivalent to the unpaid penalty amount when a fighter violates the terms within 30 days of public statements contradicting the signed agreement.
Netflix, a multi-billion-dollar company, officially announced that this would be a real fight at the Sphere. So earlier this morning, I spoke to Jazz Mather, who is the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and he said it is absolutely a real fight. There's a signed contract. Mayweather signed it. It's in there. That it's a real fight that'll count on their records, and it's going to be at the Sphere. So
Jazz Mather, CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, confirmed to ESPN that all three contracts Mayweather signed contained identical asset forfeiture clauses that
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he had lawyers looking at his contract or not, but it's clear to me he didn't understand what was being said. You know what I'm saying?
It's clear to me that you should have his. I mean, all that money that he has, he should have a lawyer, right? I mean, he should have a legal team.
But where's his lawyers talking?
That's what I'm saying. That's weird.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got these guys saying all these statements. You know, Pacquiao's manager's there, all this. Where's his lawyer at? Where's his people speaking for him?
Perhaps he's trying to save some money by doing that. He lost more money.
Yeah, and these layers, you gotta have a lawyer, man. Especially you can't read, he has trouble. Listen, man, the guy made a fortune, but his fortune was in his fist and the way he set up to getting these big fights. But everybody, listen, I knew he was gonna go broke because nobody could spend like that when the money's not coming in. That's just everybody knows that.
Well, he's not broke now, though. I mean, he just lost some money, but I mean, it's still gotta be at least over half a billion dollars.
When you start losing assets to make up for your arrears, that means you're broke. You don't have any liquid cash, so your plane is gone. He's gonna lose his estate. He's gonna lose a lot of shit. He might have an insurance policy that might pay him a meager, maybe $25,000 a year or something like that. I mean, a month. But the point really is that all this lavish shit that he's done, he lost the watches, all that kind of stuff. A lot of money he has just laying around, millions of dollars that he could show people. That money ain't drawing any interest. It's on his table.
Yeah, he got scammed. He got scammed too, right?
And he got scammed, right?
He got scammed $175 million a year.
So a lot of times, a lot of these guys don't know where all their money is. Right? They think people are handling it, and you got to know where your money is. Period. Yeah. And nobody else should be able to sign anything with your name on it if it ain't you.
Exactly.
Anyway, man. So listen,
he's not a good businessman. He's not a good businessman.
Yeah, man. He just flash. And this whole notion. And so here's the thing: his ego was so big that he thought he could kind of bully Netflix into not making, because it tells me that he's afraid he might lose to Pacquiao, right? And he lose his undefeated record. And because it doesn't make any sense to go out there and say this is an exhibition when the numbers that they want to fight for, like this is a multi-million-dollar fight, they wouldn't put up that kind of money if it's just an exhibition.
Exactly.
And then nobody.
Now, how much money is he getting for the fight? Do you know?
Well, if they could seize $100 million, that's a lot of money.
Okay.
Right? If the first contract breach was $100 million and there's more than that, and they seize his jet because that's $100 million lien. That means at the very least it's $100 million. We talk about pay-per-view and all that, subscribers to Netflix, the whole 9 yards, right?
That was a big blunder.
I'm surprised that, because first of all, I don't even listen. I don't know where. I mean, it's not the America world, but the Filipinos and the foreign people might want to see Pacquiao. But this fight is dead on arrival to me. I wouldn't pay a dime to see this fight.
I mean, they both washed up, man.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't
know why they think it could garner that much money, and it must be like from the Philippines and other places, and the sheik or somebody behind it, because there's no way that this fight is worth, man, more than a drink in the park, man. Who wants to see
each
two
boxer
watch?
Each of those guys should be making maybe the most 5-10 million each. They should be making they shouldn't be making no fucking hundreds of $millions.
You're absolutely. It don't make any sense. So I mean, that's it, man. It's a damn shame. It really is. All right. Okay, here's another one. This goes into the other realm of politics, right? When Jackson Dart introduces President Trump.
Yeah.
And his teammate comes out saying he should have checked with him first before he did it. Who the hell does he think he is? Right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who does he think he is? I mean, I'm not checking with you whether I'm conservative, whatever my political leanings are. I'm not checking with you to see how you feel about it before I do what I do. That's just crazy.
What's it, Jackson Dart? President Trump passes.
Some people say this is insane.
I'm grateful. I'm honored. I'm pleasured to introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
First of all, whoever the cameraman is, he had a night. What are you doing? First of all, give me a damn vantage point that's higher than all these cell phone damn cameras. 2, steady the damn Eddie. Come on. Why every time a president come out, they got to be the sorriest, corniest, most soft rock song? Come on, man, give me something. Put some Michael Jackson on. Put some Van Halen on. Panama. That's how I want you to come out. I know he's saying something. I'm trying to make sure they don't shut this down. It's the president.
Yeah, camera is bad.
All right, so I think we got the meat of that. That's his real hair. Ooh, look at that landing strip. That's LAX. That's Burbank. Look at all them airports. All them landings. All right, so that's Donald Trump, who we know is polarizing. I don't think there's anybody more polarizing currently than Donald Trump. Maybe, I mean, with media as it is today, it feels like he's the most polarizing person in history. But it's not that way. It's just when other people were more polarizing, they didn't have the media like they do now. So we know that. Okay, so now that turned into this. Obviously, Jackson Dart played for the New York Giants, a quarterback last year, looked really good. Super talented, super potential, good year. He has a teammate. His teammate name is Abdul Carter. He's the linebacker for the Giants, also a youngster. Had a problem with the star quarterback, Jackson Dart, for introducing President Trump at a rally last night for congressional Republicans in New York. So Carter said, I thought this shit was AI. What are we doing? That's all he wrote. Now, that's not all that was said. Because then, obviously, Abdul Carter wearing the number of 56 with the Giants, he begged to wear the retired number. He wanted to, right? Just want him to know, all right, you want to wear that man's number? Do you know who that man is? Check this out.
I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what.
Now, this is not a political endorsement. It's just to let you know. Oh, your idol, the highest title, numero uno, right here.
Yeah, man. I look a little, he look a little bit like me, right?
LT.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Me and LT. I was born a Democrat. Now I ain't no more.
Hey.
I'm not a Republican either, though. So
continue.
He will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again. Okay.
Now you want
so good. I mean, you're gonna say something. Now he pointing out the hypocrisy of this Abdul guy, right? He don't even know what he wants to be like Lawrence Taylor, take his number, but he didn't realize Lawrence Taylor was a Trump fan. Right. So now he's all right. So he looks stupid.
He can't be punking everybody to think like you, just like Abdul Carter in response. You mad that everyone doesn't think like you. Isn't that interesting? Y'all do have something in connection, in contact. So here's a picture of the two individuals. If you don't get it, here we go. Jackson Dart, fiance, girlfriend. Sorry, ma'am. Well, not fiance. I don't see it. So girlfriend. Abdul Carter.
You put that.
Maybe mom or something. First of all, both of them look like they ain't playing no games. Weight room. Look at them necks. God dang. All right. So let's go deeper. Are you an outcast? Thank you, Adrian Robles.
I just wanted to spend some time.
When you are the best at whatever it is, you don't have to say it. Everyone knows it. Also, you've been to Catalina Island going this weekend. No, it's okay to say if you're the best, if you are the best. Like, I don't like being understated to the point where you're lying. If someone asks you, are you the best? Yeah, I'm the best. If you think you're the best, it's okay to say it. I don't have a problem with that because the proof is in the pudding. You can say whatever you want. But I'm not going to Catalina this weekend. I'm not doing that. All right. Love. Catalina is fun. Good hour boat ride away from LA. So now that gets everybody to come out. I want you to see this from the beginning because I like how he started this video off. Look at this. Acho, I'm telling y'all, watch out for Acho. Acho always got an angle. He always got a way. Watch how this video starts. Let's go.
All right, it's time to have an uncomfortable conversation about what the hell is going on in New York. Jackson Dart, the quarterback, supporting President Donald Trump? He's allowed to do that. He's a citizen. He's allowed to have a freedom of thought. Abdul Carter, first-round pick, his teammate calling him out. He's allowed to do that. If Jackson Dart's allowed to support Donald Trump, then his teammate is allowed to support his grievances with him doing that.
Okay.
Go ahead. What you gonna say, man?
No, I ain't saying nothing. I was just laughing when he said.
Okay, listen. I agree and disagree. Say what you saying?
I said freedom of speech. I agree with him.
No, listen to me though. But okay, I agree with both, except there's a caveat. The guy who doesn't like Trump, he doesn't have the right to tell me who I could appreciate.
That's right.
You know, he might not like the guy, he might not want to endorse, but you can't tell me I can't endorse him just because you don't like him.
Exactly. I agree.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
Or he gets into here. Yes. And no. Okay. You're allowed to say what you want to say. You're allowed to respond to what I said. But we all can't say anything and everything, right? Go in a movie theater, start screaming, fire! You can't say everything. Give you one loose example. So the liberty that Jackson Dart's saying, hey, I just want to live my life and support what I want to support is not the same that you want to criticize what you want to criticize. We will have no freedoms if people always criticized or took it even further, were able to restrict what you were allowed to do. So his criticism makes you think if he had the power, would he have allowed that? And we know that's a problem.
And that is a big problem. That's a real problem on the left, right? That's why people come out saying, I hate you because you like Trump. They're trying to tell you that because you like Trump, they could, if they could, they'll ostracize you. They'll try to silence you, you know, or they won't talk to you. I mean, there's a few people that don't want to talk to me anymore because I voted for Trump. You know, I don't necessarily like, we talk enough about that, but it's not like I like him. I just like the policies that he happened to be putting forth this time around than last time. Shit, when he ran the last time, I voted for Hillary Clinton because I really was ignorant, you know. But he wasn't the same guy last time. Anyway, so
there is a difference between support and promotion and criticism and restriction. Okay, they're not equal. But Are you allowed to say what you want to say? Yeah, to a point.
Here's my issue. Jackson Dart, you know how several of your brothers, your teammates, your friends, your ride or dies, how they might feel about this individual. So I don't think there's a lot of wisdom or discernment in very public.
This is where he's 100% wrong. He's 100% wrong here. You tell me what you think. I don't care what any of my stable mates or classmates or relatives think. If I want to endorse somebody like a presidential candidate, who the hell do they think they are to tell me I can't do? You know what I'm saying?
Don't be surprised during the game if they miss a block.
Say that again?
Don't be surprised during the game, if they miss a block for him to get knocked out.
Yeah, but then his professional.
That can happen.
Then his professional ethics are. Listen, there's probably mixed bag on the team. Remember now, they got white people on the team. Everybody's not a cultist. Like every black person is not like a cultist. And then there's white people on the team, and some of them are a good many of them could be conservative as well. So, and those linemen up front, a lot of those guys are white guys, and unfortunately, there's a lot of black guys who are still on a plantation, like this guy Abdullah, whatever his name is. So, but
when it comes to Trump, it's not about color, man. It's about values.
It's about color too. Black people almost 90-something% hate Trump.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, that's what the voting numbers said.
It's not that high,
That's what the voting numbers said.
I'm surprised it's in the 90s.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of people I speak to who like Trump, and I speak to a lot of black people who like Trump. So
I'm talking about that's starting to happen now, but I'm talking about the 92% of black women voted for him, and 80% of black men, and that's the lowest in a long time. Black men usually are more like 88%.
Supporting an individual
It's
who
going down.
Many of your teammates feel offended by. So yes, Jackson Dart, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want, but I don't know that it's a super wise decision without necessarily consulting in some of your teammates. Abdul Carter.
See, this is where he's.
Wait a minute.
Wrong.
So now,
he's wrong.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, Charles. Let's see if we agree.
I'm saying he's wrong.
Yeah, he don't need to be consulting to say his piece. That's what you mean, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
But we're on the same page. I want to make sure we're on the same page.
I have to make sure you guys are good with
I didn't know if I had to drop your ass down,
I'm about to do because I think it's good. What team is that? See, the team is not consisted of all those who agree, all those yes men. No. What we do is in the locker room, process whatever's happening and make it all good. You get it? Mike Vrabel, you've been preaching to us. You reprimanded a player or two. You cut Stephon Diggs. All the stuff that you've been preaching are things that you're being alleged guilty of. We've seen pictures of Coach. That ain't wifey. That's okay on this team because you did things that we don't support or agree with. But bring it in here. We're gonna make it all good. So that's on Abdul Carter. That's on teammates to say, you did something that people or even I don't really feel. We ain't supporting that. However, on a team, we process that. We manufacture it. We get it to where it's all good. Do you know the level of indiscretions that walk into a locker room on the daily?
Right.
Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you know what it is.
All right. So we got the picture. So the point really is that Jackson Dart had the right to do what he did. My man could be mad at it, but he doesn't have the right to tell Jackson Dart that he can't do it. He doesn't have the right to do that.
Well, he has the right to express his opinion, but you don't mean nothing.
But you heard what I said.
Yeah.
He has a right to have his opinion, but he can't tell me I got to consult with him before I do something.
No. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's not his fault. He's not his father. Even if it was his father, he's an adult.
Yeah, exactly. Even if he wasn't his father,
Yeah,
this is a grown man. He don't need to come to you to tell you what he's going to do.
Yep.
I need to know how we feel about. First of all, this idiot, right? He doesn't know. All he knows is that he don't like Trump. That's what he don't like. But he don't even probably have a reason that Trump did anything to him or his family. He's just going along because his mother told him to.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, man. So that's that. So here's a sister, a rare breed sister, that is so mad at the sisterhood, she couldn't hold it in anymore because how they're treating the golden goose.
Okay.
You know. And we only spend like 3 minutes.
This video is about Caitlin Clark. The WNBA continues to fail her. I seen somebody say, hey, why doesn't any of the leaders, why doesn't any of the vet players, why doesn't anybody defend Caitlin Clark? Because they're jealous. Hey, everybody, welcome to my channel or welcome back. If this isn't your first time, this is Raquel here with the Raw Report. Let's get started. First and foremost, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and make sure you subscribe. You can like, you can comment, and if you like the video, hype it. With that being said, I want to jump right into this video because I'm trying to get more concise with my videos and not prefaces in it and doing all that crap. So let me start off by saying this. The WNBA is failing Caitlin Clark. It just is what it is. And if you guys want to sit here and there's people who are going to come into my comments and say, oh my God, here you are, black woman, caping for this white girl. I am. I'm putting the cape on for her because it has to be said and I have to call it out and call it for what it is. It is starting to become evident. I'm somebody who noticed it her rookie year and it was so weird, but it's now going into her third year and it's the same nonsense and it's constantly nobody defends her. Nobody is taking up for her, but everybody.
Her eyebrows are nice.
Yeah, she look good.
Yeah, she got nice eyebrows, man.
He can blame her for everything. People can point out everything her fans do, and everybody can attack her. But there's literally no one who is actually defending her outside of Cheryl Miller, who then gets heat for doing that, which is insane. So after saying all of that, I need to explain all of this. And I'm trying to get to the points, but I also have my opinions on it. It's starting to become ridiculous. I know everybody was in the uproar about when they did the media and they were doing what the team matchups were. And they did Asia Wilson and Angel Reese. And then they did Raven and then the Seattle player. I'm so sorry. I do not remember her name right off the top of my head. And it wasn't and it wasn't Caitlin Clark, who was the marquee person. Everybody was up in odds at that. I didn't care for that as much. I thought it was just a dumb missed opportunity. But then I'm like, it's the WNBA. That's what they do. They miss opportunities. But it's not like they're not doing it on purpose.
They are doing it on purpose. So this year, what they want to do is downplay Caitlin Clark. So the other girls, the lesbian crew, the black girl crew, and they don't feel overshadowed because they're going to say it takes more than one person. But when you start looking at the numbers, when you start looking at who puts butts in the seats, you know, whose team is on almost every time they play, you could find a Indiana Fever game on TV or one of the channels, right? Because people want to see Caitlin Clark.
But what exactly are they saying against her? I haven't heard anything negative about her.
Well, she was going, some of it is subtle. Just like when she said, there's a game and they match up the two marquee players from the team. So the woman they put up as for the Fever, she's not the marquee player. Caitlin Clark is.
I know, but was she playing that game?
Yes, she was playing that game.
Oh, okay. That's
that's the point. Yeah. So those are they're subtle. Those subtle things. You know, the subtle things that are going on that they don't highlight her contributions because they want to downplay no matter how well she plays. Like she had this one, I think a triple-double game. She was outstanding, hit the game-winning shot. They didn't even.
But why are they doing this all of a sudden? What's going on?
Come on, because one, the black girls are jealous of her. They were jealous since she came in, right? All the hostility against her is jealousy, envy, and jealousy. And they had to correct that. These big contracts they have now. Now, here's where the owners where this might not be jealousy. See, the owners want their revenues to be based on more than her, right? There's a business side to this too.
Oh yeah,
Right?
of course.
Yeah, right. If I have, so you can't go all in and just say they hate Caitlin Clark. They also understand that if the whole league revolves around one woman in terms of actual revenue generating, that's not good either.
Of course, because if she gets hurt, she can't play
Or
or whatever.
hurt or whatever, right? And
You
it's
can't put all your
fine.
eggs in one basket.
So
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
part of it too. That's absolutely part of it. It's not all feelings. If I'm an owner, I'm sitting down here saying, listen, we got to give her justice when it's due, but let's not overdo it like she's the whole league. Let's try to play up other players like Paige Beckers and some of the other girls. So we can start to normalize the WNBA around the league and teams and stuff. Like Asia Wilson has been the greatest WNBA player for the last 5 years, but she didn't put no butts in the seat outside of Vegas, right? She's not marketable that way, right? And it's not because she's just black. She's not, because we know black players who were marketable, right? So it's not, that one is not race. She was just not marketable. In a way to bring butts in the seat. So Caitlin Clark was just Marshall. Now, Angel Reese is marketable, but her game is her game is strange. She's strangely good, but when she's bad, she's awful. When she's bad, she's awful. The one thing she could do consistently is rebound, but most of those are her own rebounds of misses. So, but every so often she'll have a good game, and they'll ride that to the sunset. So I don't know, man. That's the way that is. Oh, here you go, man. You're going again, man. There you go.
I'm here, man. Rich, I'm here.
I got you.
Rich,
You're back.
I'm here. Oh, you got me?
Yeah,
Listen, I hear what you're saying about Caitlin Clark, but at the same time, I don't think they're saying anything negative about her too. I don't see them bashing her either.
No,
so I think maybe people are
you
getting
don't watch the WNBA like that. But it's not about bashing her verbally. It's not about saying, it's not about doing that. It's subtle. It's a subtle thing. It's not like they want to say, oh, she's this and that, but it's the subtle attacks are there, man.
Yeah, I think the first 2 years there was a bunch of spotlight on her. Now they just put in back all that spotlight. That's what it is.
Well, that's what I just said. Well, remember now, last year she was hurt most of the year.
Yeah.
She was hurt most of the year. And even if she was able to come back, they held her out. But that's part of the plan, too. They wanted to normalize, the WNBA. Now they got the biggest contracts in history. You can't tell me that there's no Caitlin Clark affecting that.
No, she did. She did. But at the same time, like I said, you can't base the whole league on one player. Also,
no, I agree.
And
I
the
agree.
same way, pulling back a little bit, it's not a bad move.
No. Listen, I hear you. That's why there's a professional reason. There's a business reason why they're doing it too, not just because they want to appease their whining little sniveling girls that's on the team.
Exactly. It's business, man.
Anyway,
so all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, some questions for you. So here, man, you always got some questions. Is revoking Clarissa Shields' license overkill for the slap?
Overkill.
It's overkill, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it anyway. But sometimes, depending on who it is, some people might want publicity, and they might suspend her license for a period of time just to say they did something. Listen, they use the word revoke. Okay, so revoke means you're out, right? But they could actually suspend their license for a while. I'm not so sure that part is not off the table. The dude who ran the event, the Ronda Rousey event, I forgot the white boy who boxes. He just got knocked out by the British guy. Right? He banned Clarissa from his events. For that slap, and I think that was overkill. I mean, because the boxers hit each other all the time.
I think so too, man.
Yeah, So anyway,
I
so
mean,
that's
it
that.
was a reaction. It was a quick reaction. You know,
Yeah,
it was only a slap. No harm, no foul. I mean, it's not like
yeah,
she's
yeah.
blind or anything.
She didn't even get a good slap in, but Clarissa is jealous of that young girl, man. Not that other lady. She's just so jealous of her. She can't, and they can't fight each other because Clarissa Shield walks around 30 to 40 pounds heavier than her.
Yeah, so it won't be a fair fight anyway. So they can't.
Yeah, so they really can't fight it. I don't even know. So Baumgartner fights around at 135,
Oh, that's a little.
right? And Clarissa Shields fights at 165, 160. So they
That'll be a
really,
no match.
there's really no middle grounds, and plus she's taller, and bigger. So so all they could do is yap at each other, and all Clarissa could do is look at the little pretty light skinned girl, and just wish she could bash her face in it. So she got a slapping. I would have bashed your face in so bad.
Oh,
all right.
God.
So should Jackson Dart's support of President Donald Trump hurt the team, or would it hurt the team, or should it hurt the team? Either one.
It shouldn't hurt the team. That's just his
Okay.
personal business.
Yeah, maybe the question should have been phrased: does he have the right to support whoever he wants to politically?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you, I believe that he has the right to support the team, President Trump, or anybody else without reprisal from the team. Because if we're professional, it's none of your business who I support.
That's right. I totally agree.
That's what somebody should have told to the young boy. Listen, man, you want to say something about it, fine. But when it comes down to the team, it's none of your business who he supports. What the hell?
I think the issue is, man, people are too emotional. People are too sensitive. People are just, it's out of control.
Yeah, it's out of control.
It's out of control, man. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. All right. So which Western team does the Knicks match up with best? Who do you think they match up with best? Who's the better matchup?
I think they match up better against OKC, man.
Why is that?
Because SGA, you could put a couple of guys on him and stop him. But Victor Wembanyama, man, you have no answer for this guy, Plus, playing defense, you can't, like Jalen Brunson can just, drive in the paint and do his layups, though nobody does.
Right. So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I do hear you. Now they blew the Spurs out with young Wemby on the floor. Now that was in the playoff.
That's what I'm saying. All that is out the window now. These are finals.
All right. So here's the reason why they don't match up. They match up better than Wemby. When he's on the floor, the team runs a certain way where your defense could get put in place. With OKC, they're running gun, man. They're like Hollywood. So even though when they put the other guy, not Hortenstein, the other guy, he's a runner. The other tall, Chet, right? Chet Holmgren, right?
Yeah.
So I think the matchup is that you can't really key on SGA because they have other players that can score the ball. Maybe not like SGA get his own, but they have other players who can really, really score the ball. And if they move fast pace, that the Knicks have to keep pace with those guys. So the Knicks have to almost play small ball with them. If they have Carl
it's
Anthony,
not just that. Now that I'm thinking, OKC, they have 2 7-footers. So they can't really play in the paint either because
but they don't play. They very rarely play those two guys. But they very rarely play those two guys together.
Oh, I see.
They very rarely. And they wouldn't need those two guys together against the Knicks. They're gonna want to run the Knicks. So if they have both of those big guys on the floor, they ain't running. Right. So
but I think during the playoffs though, they have both of them. Starting the game. They have them both as the starting 5 though, and this series, right?
What? I haven't really. I got to be honest. I haven't really checked that out. I thought.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. Both
that was their answer to the Spurs, right? With Wemby.
Exactly.
Right. Because of defense of Wemby, the Knicks have no such threat.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
so the starting five against the Spurs not necessarily going to be the starting five against the Knicks.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up. But I remember this last game in particular. They wanted to save Chet by making Hartenstein do a lot of heavy lifting. And if somebody's going to get the fouls, they'd rather be him and not Chet.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they have Chet playing the 4, and then they have the other guy playing the 5.
Right.
Yeah. But against the Knicks, it might change.
No, it's not might. It will.
It will change, yeah, because
it
it makes them slower.
Yeah. It will change. So, so I mean, listen, it should be against either one of these teams. All I want to do is for the Knicks to show up and make every single one of those games competitive. That's what I want to see.
Well, Rich, are the first 2 games going to be in New York, or are they going to be away?
No, man. No, they're going to be in OKC, man. They had the best record in the whole NBA.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. So because I was going to say if the Knicks win the first 2 games, it's over.
Oh well, that's still true. If they win the first 2 games at OKC, it's over. But the first 2 games are going to be at OKC.
Okay. Well, if they can win 1 out of 2, I think they have a good chance of either winning it in 6 or lose it in 7.
Well, this I you know what? It's just good to see the Knicks in the championship again, man. It's been a long time.
27 years, man.
And this time we don't have John Starks throwing up bricks. Shit.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh man, feels like a lifetime ago, right?
Yeah, take them out, man. Take them out, man. They had Orlando Blackman, who was he didn't play that much.
Damn.
Orlando Blackman, he was a sharpshooter. I believe he was on that team.
Yeah, he was actually. He was on the bench.
If he was shooting those shots that my man had, it would have been a different outcome. Even if he had half the shots that Sparks had. Anyway, but people love Sparks, man. We can't beat him up, man.
Yeah.
That one dunk on Jordan was all he needed to be.
Exactly. I was going to say the same. You must have read my mind. That's what I was thinking about too.
That one dunk was all he needed to be etched in Nick Law for the rest of his life.
Nick's immortality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember
that. The last one, 50 Cent said, "Money Mayweather, can't read. He can't read." And this is coming back to haunt Mayweather because I think his comprehension of what he signed and what he could do and his arrogance has really hurt him. And
but Rich, he shouldn't be reading anything. Those are his lawyer's job.
Well,
he should be having lawyers for that.
That's why I said his arrogance. That's why I said part of it is his arrogance. I believe that here's a couple of things that if you're rich like him, a couple of things never should happen. Never. One, you should never be in trouble with the IRS. Yep. Right? That's number one. If you have competent people handling your money, the last thing you should ever be is in trouble with the IRS. That's number one. Number two, it doesn't seem like anybody's speaking for him on these contracts.
Exactly.
Like now that he's in trouble, where's his lawyers coming out and saying, "Listen, this is why we set it up." And then 3, how do you get a guy who can rob you blind and you don't know until after all the money's gone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The issue is that he should have a lawyer, right? Then he should have a lawyer that keeps an eye on his lawyer. Then he should have another lawyer that keeps his eye on the lawyer that's keeping an eye on. So you should have
You gotta have like
layers.
5 or 6 lawyers until they all get
3 layers.
Until they all get in the same room and figure out how they could all take all his money. No, the truth of the matter is, at that level, I think when you get to that level of rich wealth, there's people that you need to consult with to make sure you get trusted people.
Of course.
So if I was like Mayweather, I'd be talking to some of the richest people who have their money intact. how do I manage this? And who should I go to? And how do I do that? And what can I, no matter how big I get, how do I restrict anybody from having access without me knowing?
And it's not just that, Rich. Those lawyers that he has, they all should be at the same location. You should have one lawyer, like far away from the other. You know what I mean? They all shouldn't even know each other.
Well, whatever. Listen, that could be part of it too. But apparently, like I said, his arrogance, and then of course, with and it's not just left up to black men, but it seems like black men always. You can't just be having baby mamas everywhere, right? That's why I'm saying. That's why that guy from Minnesota, I would say that in the next 5 or 10 years, we're going to find out he has a lot of money problems.
Oh, you talk about Ant-Man?
Yeah, because he's an idiot. He's an idiot. And so, I can see him, so his $40 million a year is nothing. If Mayweather could lose $1.5 billion over his career, this idiot could lose $40 million a year.
Come on, you can't compare. That's nothing.
That's why he could lose it.
Yeah.
That's why he could lose. Listen, one of the worst investments you could possibly make is buy an airplane.
I think so too, man.
Well, listen, unless you have,
unless he like Airbnbs it, he rents it.
No, even that, it costs you money even when it's sitting down, right? Because unless you're a guy like Drake, who has a continuous, I'm using him as an example, his money is no longer just based on his record sales or his music. I mean, he's got an empire of money that he can finance a thing like and he's got like a Boeing 7. He got a big ass plane. He got a plane. He don't even have a jet, right?
Oh yeah.
So what I'm saying is, the way they set this up is they have pockets of money to pay for those kind of things, pay for the maintenance, pay for the pilots, pay for the trips, and so that money comes out of probably some special pot that he funds, that he could fund for years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I didn't have money like that. It probably costs like $2 million a year just to keep that check, maybe more. It's just a bad, it's just a bad deal unless you have continuous money. And once you stop boxing, that jet is a liability. Once you stop,
I thought he was a lot smarter than that, man.
Well, first of all, I didn't. I didn't think he was going to run out of money like that. But but the way he was flaunting his money, leaving himself up to be robbed, leaving himself up.
It's not just that, man. He got the stock market. I thought those guys, they got millions in the market, making lots of money.
Man, they ain't making like they lose a lot. Man, remember, he's also a gambler. He's a habitual gambler. All that shit, man. He blows money. Anyway, man. So let me see. Let me go ahead and finish this.
Well, at the end of the day, he has to fight Pacquiao, and he has to win that fight. That's the bottom line.
Well, listen, I mean, I think now he's going to try to get that jet back by, he's got a window. I suppose
he's going to win. He's going to win.
No, he says I think he has a window to go back to Netflix and say, okay, it's back on. I'm going to honor the contract and get his stuff back. But I'm not so sure I heard that from that whole thing. It sounds like he's digging his heels in.
He has no choice. He has got to fight, and most likely, since in that fight, he has a lot more to lose. He's a lot hungrier, so the other, he's going to win because he's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his future.
Listen, man, he should. The reason why he signed up for this fight was he was trying to grift. I'm, in my opinion, Netflix. He was trying to grift them, and they'll somehow try to weasel out of it being a real fight. And Netflix said, nah, for the money we putting up, we're not going to let you try to recharacterize this as an exhibition, because that takes away the value of the fight. And it takes away their ability to make the money that they're putting up back. Because nobody's going to watch him fight Pacquiao, two geriatric cane walking motherfuckers around, and nothing's on the line.
At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, whether it's an exhibition or we'll fight, the same punch, it's the same impact. So I don't know why you might as well have it make it a real fight.
Actually, it's not the same impact. It's not.
Uh-huh.
Well, Floyd Mayweather.
When the guy punches you, he's not gonna say, "I ain't gonna punch you up."
You're missing my point. Floyd Mayweather has already told you that it's not the same impact. He don't care if he loses the exhibition, but he does care if he loses a real fight.
Yeah.
If he loses the exhibition, knocked out, this and that, his by virtue of it being an exhibition, his undefeated record stands.
Yeah.
And that's more important to his psyche than anything else. And he's showing us that he's willing to breach contracts to keep that O in place.
Yeah, but now it's too late for that.
I don't know if he comprehends what you just said. I don't think he comprehends what you just said. Just like, some people get arrogant enough that they don't hear anything. Just like when Trump came out and said he's going to stop the war against Ukraine in the first week or some stupid shit like that. I said, did you tell Putin about that? Did you ask Putin about that? You know what I'm saying? I said, because, so some people get so full of themselves, they try to overstep their boundaries. So here we are almost 2 years into his whole presidency, and they're not even nowhere close to ending that particular war. And I could have told you that from the beginning because Putin has nothing to lose by stopping. He doesn't have anything to lose. They say Putin is worth $200 billion. Oh, man, here we go again.
I thought it was more than that.
It could be. They say he's worth $200 billion.
Yeah, I'm sure it's more than that, man. The guy, the guy has property everywhere, all over the world, I heard.
Yeah, man, he's the man, man. And so what's his incentive to stop fighting? He got millions of pawns that he could throw out there to die for him and force them to die for him. So anyway, man, listen, Mayweather is that kind of arrogant, I believe. He's that kind of arrogant. Anyway, a couple of boxing matches coming up.
Yeah, but that was very concerning to me that you said that you can't read, though. I didn't know that. So if he couldn't read, there's more of a reason why he should have top lawyers. So
yeah, well, listen,
it's a knucklehead move on his part.
Well, yeah, that's the point, man. But nobody admits when they can't really. Now, I of course, he probably can read a few words, right? But 50 Cent, he trolls people a lot, right? But a lot of times, when 50 Cent trolls, there's always a modicum of truth in the troll.
Okay.
That's what makes it a good troll. So that's why he troll. So when him and Floyd broke up, he made it a point to let everybody know that Floyd can't read.
I wonder what happened between them. The whole blow up was about. And I mean, him and P. Diddy, I understand. P. Diddy and him didn't get along.
With P. Diddy and who? 50 Cent?
Yeah, 50 Cent don't get along. I don't know why either.
I do. You don't know why?
Oh, you want to take him shopping?
Yeah, you goddamn right. 50 Cent, what the fuck, man? I'm from Queens, Brooklyn. What are you talking about?
Take me shopping.
You see what I look like walking around, man? We carrying bags together and shit.
Yeah,
man, it's funny, man. That's just funny. He said, what do you mean when he take me shopping? Let me take you shopping. 50 Cent.
P. Diddy is crazy, man.
He said, what are you talking about? Oh, man, I don't care what people think about 50, man. He's a different kind of cat.
Yeah, man, he's gangster, man.
He's a different kind of cat.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, man, so there's a couple of fights coming up in later July when Spence is coming back to the ring against Tim Tszyu, in July. Spence hasn't fought since he got his ass whipped by Crawford, I don't believe. And so we'll see if he can make a comeback. And then anyway, Naomi, the Japanese sensation, they call him the monster. He's supposed to fight this guy, Bam Rodriguez, at 122 or 126. The point is these are small guys. So even though they make money, they can't make the gigantic money because they're in a smaller weight class.
Yeah, I got you.
Anyway, he can make money because he's a Japanese sensation, so they're throwing money at him. And people travel to Japan. He fought out of country a couple of times, but people come to Japan to fight him. So he's always home. I'm sure he's a multimillionaire, but he can't get those big ass fights unless he moved up and fought a guy like Shador Stevenson. But he's so small. He's too small.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So anyway,
are those two guys in the UK gonna fight, man? AJ, Anthony Joshua, and the Gypsy King?
No.
That ain't gonna happen? What happened?
Because, man, listen, man, I think the Gypsy King said he wants to fight, but AJ, he's got some shit going on in his life. He wouldn't admit it, but he wouldn't sign up. He wouldn't even verbally say he was going to fight. I remember when they tried to challenge him, he was all like, I don't think he likes boxing.
Yo, man, that's a big payday, man.
Well, he's got a lot of money, man. They treat him. He's got a lot of money. And after
but I'm talking about big payday. I'm talking about like fucking $100 million they could make on that fight.
No, I don't disagree with you, man. Listen, if money meant everything, right? How come they haven't signed the fight? Because there's nothing stopping them.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
So every so often, when the Gypsy King is not ready, he's off on a stupor, right? Too drunk or something. But AJ has his own problem. I swear, man. If you ever see him when it comes to fighting, he always look like he's reluctant to be in the ring. He could fight, because he got knocked out a couple of times. So he got beat a few times. So that's telling me these are the times where his record, he really doesn't want to be here. He's just there for the money. And, when it's time to tap out, he'll just tap out, go home and cash the check.
But he was lucky to be alive, right? He wasn't a car accident. If he was on the other side, he wouldn't be here today.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
You heard that? He went back home. I think it was in Nigeria, right? Where was he born at?
I don't know where the accident was, but
yeah, it was back in his country. And he was in the back seat. No, he was in the back seat. He was on the left side and the back seat, and the accident happened on the right side, and the guy on the right side died. That was a good friend of his.
Let me put it to you this way: how the hell that big ass motherfucker get in the back? It must have been a big car, right?
Wow, man, I'm assuming it's an SUV, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, when I think about these foreign countries, I think about these little small compact cars.
They got SUVs out there too, man.
Yeah, they got running water and SUVs.
It wasn't Europe, It wasn't Europe, I think it was like Nigeria or Ghana. Yeah, they got big SUVs in this country, man. It's not like Paris,
I know. When you're in the city proper, it's just like any other metropolitan area.
Exactly. So he's lucky to be alive.
Well, yeah. So that he could still be recovering from that. You don't want to say anything, but there could be lawsuits. There could be things like that going on. And even if he wasn't driving, they always go after the person with the money.
Well, it did happen in the U.S., so I don't know.
They got lawyers everywhere else too. People sue people in other countries.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to be in the U.S. to get sued.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, So
anyway, man, I would love to see that fight if it happens.
Well, I don't, and I agree with you. So would I. I wouldn't pay per view for it, but I might if we had like a watch party or something. But I don't know. They're both getting old in the tooth, especially the Gypsy King. And the longer he doesn't fight, he usually relapses into some drinking and some other stupid shit when he's not fighting.
Yeah.
And Joshua he's got so much money. He reminds me of the other English dude, man, before him, years ago. He fought Tyson a couple of times.
Burbick? No, Trevor Burbick?
No, the English dude. No.
Bruno
Not
something?
Bruno. These guys are Jamaican. I'm talking about the guy from. God damn it! I mean, he used to do some announcing too. Golly, I can't remember.
So it's from the UK? from the
Yeah, he's
UK.
a British guy. Yeah, British guy from the UK. Not Bruno, not these bums. He was a champion too. He was a real
But
good champion.
those guys fight as UK fighters. I mean, even though they were
Yeah,
not born in
okay,
the
but
UK,
not Bruno, not these bums. This guy wasn't a bum.
was he
You know,
black?
yeah, of course he was black. He beat Tyson in his last fight.
Oh, I know. I'm talking about. Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he had dreads. He had dreads in his head.
Yes, him.
And,
Yeah.
he
So
beat.
now
You know.
he reminds me.
Yeah,
Joshua reminds
he
me of
beat
him.
Tyson.
Yeah. So because he
Shit,
still had some fight. He had fights
yeah,
left,
how
but
could I?
he left with a lot of money on the table. They couldn't loan
Yeah,
him
how could I
out.
forget his name?
Huh?
How could I forget his name? I mean, how could I forget his name, man? I
Yeah,
see his face. His names are coming to me.
Well, we're gonna remember it as soon as we log off.
Yeah, his name
As
is Lennox
soon as
Lewis. Lennox
There
Lewis.
you go. There you go. Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis. Yeah, no, he was good.
That's what I'm saying. But he
He
reminds.
was.
That's who Joshua reminds me of. Remember, the Lennox Lewis left
Yeah,
with
Lennox Lewis.
millions of dollars of potential left.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know, he had major fight potential left, and he just didn't want to.
I think he left because he knew he was gonna lose. You know what I mean? He knew he didn't have it anymore.
No, that's not true at all. That is not
Okay,
true at
shit.
all. No, that's my opinion.
Because
You could be right.
I think his last fight, he almost got beat up. He got beat up pretty bad in his last fight. He said, "You know what? I'm done."
No, I that's not why. Listen, if you're still marketable, he was still marketable as a 10, 20, $30 million fighter. I just say that he had enough money. And because listen, when you're a fighter, you're really not afraid to fight. You're really not afraid of any man in the ring. Not when you're a boxer, right? When you know how to fight. So he just said I had enough. And then he went over to the announcing and he let time do
Yeah,
the
but
rest.
some of those guys, man, it's about the pride, you know. It's not just about the money. It's the pride.
Listen, nobody was gonna walk in and just beat the hell out of him. He left when he was still good, man. Who was beating him? I think the Klitschko brothers were still there. I think
he walked away from a couple. Yeah, he walked away from a couple of fights because I don't think he knew he could win those fights. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I just think that he left because he had enough. He had enough.
He didn't have the hunger anymore, basically.
Yeah, well, man, listen, man, we say that money can overcome fear and hunger, and the money that they were offering him wasn't good enough. He had a couple of $20, $30 million fights on the table.
Let me tell you, man, when some guys fight, it's not because they want to, man. It's because they're broke. They have no choice.
Yeah, well, he obviously he had a choice.
They owe the IRS, huh?
Obviously, he had a choice.
Yeah, and in his case, it was lucky. But I'm saying a lot of fighters who fight like the last 2 or 3 fights, it's to make the money.
Well, this whole thing with Pacquiao and Mayweather is about money.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, money. Mayweather needed a big fight. He got to pay back the IRS and everybody else, and he's the one who's afraid to lose his oath. And Pacquiao needed this fight because he's probably been getting ripped off for years, and the government in the Philippines takes most of his money anyway.
Yep, probably.
No, not probably.
No, you're right. It's all about the money, man.
Yeah, so he's like he should be mega rich. I just think that Pacquiao has just enough money to live like a well-off man, where he should be wealthy. But his country takes all his money, and of course, man, all the people around him probably ripped him off. Why either one of these guys fighting? They're both in their 40s.
Yeah, they're fighting because I think, like I said, for the money. But the thing in the Philippines, you don't need much money to survive. Out there, it's cheap.
But the point really is he had a lot. I mean, that's right. He don't need that much money to survive. But
in the Philippines,
but he should be living on a monsoon-proof hill somewhere. In a mansion. But that's it. But anyway, brother, any last words?
Nah, nothing, man. Just I'm about to head inside to the gym now for a couple of hours.
All right, man. All right, cool, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, man.
Take care, man. Talk to you later. Talk to you tomorrow.
Later. Yep.
All right, bye.
All right, folks. Thanks for popping in. You're on the swivel at the sports bar. Like I said, we just guys next door talking about whatever we know about sports, and that's it. You know, nothing special. We're just jamming. And with that, we're on the way out. So I appreciate you being here. And let's just do the outro, and we're gone.
Grab your friends, it's time to play. Join the fun, we're here all day. Watch the game with drinks in hand. On the swivel, let's take a stand. On the edge of our seats, we live for the thrill. In this moment together, we're feeling the chill. So here's to the laughter as we gaze at the stars. We say goodnight from the swivel at the sports bar. In the flicker of the screens where our spirits unite, let's cherish this time as we fade into light. Tasty bites and big screen thrills. Every moment gives you chills. High fives and cheers, it's quite a sight. Join the crowd, it feels so right. As the game goes on, our hearts beat as one. Memories in the making, oh, this night's just begun. So here's to the laughter as we gaze at the stars. We say goodnight from the swivel at the sports bar. In the flicker of the screens where our spirits unite, let's cherish this time as we fade into light. So good night, my friends, till we meet again. In this world of the game, through thick and through thin.